Have you ever found yourself asking, what makes therapy work? If you've asked that question or considering that question, this video may be helpful. Again, these are just my thoughts, so take what you like and leave the rest. When an individual comes into a therapy session for the first time, I often observe that a lot of the questions are, why does this keep happening to me? Why do I keep finding myself in this situation? Why is the pattern of recognition the same thing over and over and over again? All right, and we all know, if you're on the internet, you've heard the term insanity, and you know that insanity is the definition of doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. And some good people in my life have shared with me that if you want something you've never had, you have to be willing to do something you've never done. And so if you're listening to this and you're thinking, hey, maybe therapy is a good idea, I think it's a good idea for anybody to be able to explore their thoughts, to explore their emotions, to make some changes in their life. And maybe if you've never done it, this could be the change that you're looking for. And when you come in, there's a shift that occurs. And I've seen this happen with any of my clients who are serious about making change. The beginnings are, why does this keep happening to me? Then as you get into the process, it becomes a process of, why is this happening? And then eventually we move to a place of, well, this is happening. And what happens in that process is when we come into therapy, we want someone to hear us. We want to be heard. We want to feel like we're righted in our wrongs. And through the process of therapy, we learn to look at ourselves in depth and see not only where we were in the wrong, but also just kind of where we could do better, right? The process I like to break in a therapy process is the difference between what's good and what's bad to what's good but what could be better. And when we're in that place, we become less of a victim of circumstance. We become less of a victim of our environment. We become less of a victim in our relationships. And I'm not going to sit here and say that everybody listening to this who needs support is in that victim role. That's far from the case. I think there are people who definitely find themselves in that position. But I think the bigger picture here is that our ego as humans is very much, what is my experience? What's going on for me? And what we learn to do in the therapeutic process is deepen our understanding of what's going on for us as it relates to other people, and really broadens our ability to put ourselves in other people's shoes and empathize with other people. But beyond empathy, it allows us to hold better boundaries so that we can better interact with other people without taking things personally. And I remind people all the time, when it comes to other people's behaviors, it's not personal to you. They're not doing it to you. That's just the way maybe that person behaves. And so learning to take things less personally, right? Learning to put things in their proper perspective takes us out of the potential of being in the victim role. It also allows us to see that things just happen in our lives, and sometimes we don't need a rhyme or a reason. I'm not always interested in a therapeutic process of chasing why things are going wrong, right? What I'm more interested in when I'm working with my clients is, what's your experience of that? Why is it that you're responding or reacting this way, and what can we do? I don't know if you can see the pup here, but he's looking at my hand. Hey, Strider. But, to get back on track, a client puts themselves in a position of owning their reality. And by doing that, we become less of a victim to our circumstances. We become less of like, why is this happening to me? We begin to view the world as an operation that isn't personal. We can go out in the world, go to the grocery store, and if someone cuts in front of us in line, it's not personal. That says more about that person's behavior. Now, we can learn to be more assertive in those situations. I like to use that example because let's say a client comes in and their gripe this week is that someone cut in front of them in line and they're super pissed about it. Well, the question is, well, what's my part in that? What's your part in that situation? And oftentimes the biggest part is that we didn't speak up for ourselves. Now, we may come across unreasonable people that even if you spoke up for yourself, if someone cut in front of you in line, that person isn't going to respond well to it. Maybe they have a big reaction. But most people are pretty reasonable. And so if you said, hey, I was standing here in line and this is my spot, you may find that person didn't even see you there, or they're willing to concede to, getting behind you in line. And so speaking up for ourselves is really important. And also realizing that, just because maybe somebody did intentionally cut in front of you in line, it's not because they were cutting in front of you. It was because that's them cutting. That's their behavior. It has nothing to do with you. And so getting to a place in our lives where we don't take things personally is extremely important. It's absolutely cornerstone to growth in therapy. And it's yet another place where I like to explore with my clients how to get out of the mode of, why is this happening to me? And it's a small aspect of therapy, right? A lot of the things I share with you guys are just really quick little tidbits of things that will work in your personal life. And this is one that I see in a therapeutic setting, as a shift from, why is this happening to me, to this is happening, right? To, that's acceptance. This is just the way sometimes these things unfold. I'll give you a quick little anecdote and a personal experience. The other day, I go out to my front yard after trash day, and I realize my trash can's gone. I don't know where it is. We live in Texas. Maybe it blew away. It was a windy day, right? Maybe someone stole it. Maybe the trash people saw the crack on the side and they decided they were going to throw it away. I don't know what happened to the trash can. The old me, let's say 10 years ago, would have gotten really worked up about that. I would have maybe spun out and had some anxious thoughts about it. The me today looks at that situation and I don't think, why is this happening to me? Why is my trash can the only one on the block that got stolen or thrown away or blew away? I take a deep breath and I say, okay, my trash can's gone. What's the solution? The solution is to get another trash can. All right. No matter what I think about it, that's the inevitable. The trash can isn't going to magically reappear. And so I went and got a new trash can, and you know what? It's a newer, nicer trash can. As far as trash can goes, I'm pleased with it, and I'm at peace with that, and I've moved on. And that is exactly our objective in therapy. It's not the perfect solution. The perfect solution would be for that trash can to have not disappeared. Right? But I'm going to make the most of it, and I'm going to move forward with my life. And if I could say anything about therapy, it's the process of talking through and navigating things in our lives so that we can move forward in our lives in a peaceful manner. So, as always, if you're watching this video and you're struggling, right? Maybe you're experiencing some distress or just some stress in your life, or you're really questioning, am I feeling okay? I would encourage you to reach out and find a therapist. Today, it's never been more easy. If you just go on the internet, you can find a therapist in your area. So I would encourage you to reach out for therapy. If you're struggling with substances or substance use, I would encourage you to find an Alcoholics Anonymous or a Narcotics Anonymous meeting, 12-step recovery groups to help you gain long-term sobriety and long-term recovery. If you're a friend or family member of someone struggling with substances, I encourage you to look into the program of Al-Anon. They are the people who have the answers and solution as to how to better take care of yourself when the people you love are not. But those are just my thoughts. I'd love to hear more of your guys' thoughts in the comments, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care.